do?
I play my game.
You play a game then. So what is Wicca to you?
Mommy.
Yeah, what?
I'm pussy.
You're thirsty?
That's not what Wicca is, silly.
Wicca is apparently keeping my kid happy. Wicca is actually, to me, keeping, in tune with things around you, living in balance, both light and dark, even though some will tell you not to touch the darker side.
Now, baby bet, that's all you can be in this video. Not be, but that's all you can be in this video. You know what I mean? Yada yada, so on and so forth.
Greetings and merry meet. This is another episode, if you will, of Way of the Witch. This episode is titled, Can You Be Gay and Be Wiccan? Or something of that nature. So I'm going to be reading from some notes that I took. This is, like I said, the Way of the Witch video for Homosexuality and Wicca. Gardnerian Wicca in its early days stressed heterosexual approach to Wicca. Alexander's founder of Alexandrian Wicca, came out as bisexual later in life and created rituals where sexual orientation was irrelevant. Wiccan Charge of the Goddess says, all acts of love and pleasure are my rituals. Gardnerian Wicca and traditional-based groups form their covens from male-female pairs. Gerald Gardner purportedly said this, the witches tell me, the law has always been that the power must be passed from woman or from woman to man, the only exception being when a mother initiates her daughter or a father his son because they are part of themselves. The reason is that the great love is apt to occur between people who go through the rites together. They go on to say the Templars broke this age-old rule and passed the power from man to man. This led to sin, and in doing so forth, brought their downfall. Gerald Gardner. This quote just quoted, however, in the context of a section in Gardner's book examining why the Templars were executed by the Christian Church. So it is possible that the reference is not Gerald Gardner's opinion of homosexuality, but of early Christians' opinion of it. Gardner was rumored to be homophobic by Lois Bourne, one of the high priests of the Bricketwood Coven. Gerald was homophobic. He had a deep hatred and detestation of homosexuality, which he regarded as a disgusting perversion and a flagrant transgression of natural law. There are no homosexual witches, and it is not possible to be homosexual and a witch. Gerald almost shouted. No one argued with him. Lois Bourne. This is disputable because Gardner's actions showed more evidence of a pro-homosexuality kind of view. In fact, a fairy tradition of Wicca is very open to all sexual orientations and many encourage bisexuality. This is not to be confused with fairy Wicca. Speaking of fairy Wicca, an increase of gay men-only covens within fairy Wicca have happened over the last 20 years. In 1977, Minoan Brotherhood was founded in New York by Edmund Pagazinski. I'll put the name here at the bottom of the screen. In order to create a tradition for gay and bisexual men, the Minoan Sisterhood was founded as the women's counterpart to the Brotherhood soon by Lady Ray and Lady Mescamet, with Edmund's collaboration for gay women and bisexual women. Other LGBT covens is Brotherhood of Phoenix, which was in 2004, and of course the Wicca tradition of radical fairies. The point being is just because Gerald Gardner may or may have not been anti-LGBT does not mean that that is a reflection of all Wicca or paganism as a whole, because the thing about Wicca and paganism, other than it being no dogma, is that it does not rely on the principles or ideas of one man or one woman. So just because one man or one woman said this or that about Wicca does not necessarily reflect on Wicca or paganism as a whole. Therefore, just because Jared Gardner may have said that does not mean that you as a Wiccan cannot be gay. In fact, quite the opposite. Because Gerald Gardner was of a time in the 1950s, so therefore if he said it might have been a reflection of the society at the time and not a reflection of Wicca as a whole. The point being, if Jared Gardner was anti-homosexuality, fuck him. Who cares what he thinks? He's not like the head priest of all Wicca. Just because he brought Wicca and paganism to the light in the 50s does not mean he gets a say on how everybody else decides to live their path. I myself am an openly bisexual male and Wiccan, so obviously I don't care what Gerald Gardner may or may have not said about same-sex attraction. He doesn't get the say on how I practice Wicca, especially since I'm of an eclectic tradition anyways. And so that right there is the point, is yes, you can be homosexual, you can be transgender, you can be bisexual. Interesting fact, though, I can't remember what I was going to say, never mind. But anyways, yes, you can. It doesn't matter what Jared Gardner may or may have not said. You can be whatever you were born as. If you were born as gay, then fine. Anyways, I'm Mordecai LaCrosse, aka Crossfire. Until next time, blessed be, and namaste.